Welcome back to our channel. Today we are talking about a skill that decides our success, our relationships, our health, our future, and our entire life. That skill is decision making. Many people think big results come from big moments, but the truth is, our life is shaped by the decisions we make every day. What we choose to eat, what we choose to study, what we choose to ignore, who we choose to spend time with, how we choose to react, where we choose to go, and what we choose to believe. All these choices slowly design our life. But here's the problem. Most people don't make decisions. They just react to situations. They follow habit, fear, pressure, comfort, or other people's opinions. And then they wonder why they feel stuck. Good decisions are not about intelligence. Good decisions are about clarity, awareness, and discipline. We make bad decisions when we rush, we panic, we copy others, we follow emotions blindly. We don't think long-term. We avoid responsibility. We ignore consequences, and we make better decisions when we slow down. We observe facts. We think independently. We control emotions. We plan long-term. We learn from experience. We accept responsibility. Better decisions do not happen by accident. Better decisions are made by choice. And the interesting part is this. The quality of our decisions creates the quality of our life. If we want a better life, we must learn to make better decisions. In today's video, we will learn how decision-making actually works, why emotions influence decisions, why we regret decisions later, how to think clearly under pressure, how to avoid bad decisions, how to make smarter choices every day, and how to build decision-making as a skill. This is not about being perfect. This is about being aware. Good decision-making is a superpower, and anyone can learn it with the right approach. So let's begin the journey of how to make better decisions. Part 1. Slow down. Fast decisions create long-term problems. One of the biggest reasons people make bad decisions is because they decide too fast. Many of our worst decisions were made in anger, fear, excitement, stress, ego, pressure, confusion. In those moments, we act quickly, but regret slowly. Good decisions rarely come from speed. Good decisions come from clarity. In life, we do not lose because we are weak. We lose because we decide too fast without thinking. 1. Emotions make us rush. Our brain has two systems. System 1. Fast, emotional brain. This reacts immediately. When we are angry, then we show. When we are scared, then we run. When we are excited, then we buy. When we are sad, then we quit. This part is useful for survival, but dangerous for decision-making. System 2. Slow, logical brain. This analyzes. Is this risk worth it? What are the consequences? Is this the right time? What are the facts? What is the long-term impact? Better decisions happen when we use System 2. 2. Fast decisions feel good now, bad later. Fast decisions give quick pleasure, quick relief, quick comfort, but later they bring regret, chaos, stress, loss, complications. Examples. We quit something difficult. Arrow feel relief, arrow regret later. We buy something expensive, arrow feel excitement, arrow worry later. We say something rude, then feel powerful, then guilt later. We eat junk food, then feel pleasure, then health issues later. We choose toxic people, then feel attention, then pain later. Short-term comfort equals long-term damage. 3. Slow decisions feel uncomfortable now, powerful later. Slow decisions require thinking, pausing, analyzing, evaluating, understanding. It feels uncomfortable in the moment, but powerful in the future. Examples. We save money instead of spending arrow uncomfortable now, arrow financial freedom later. We study instead of relaxing, uncomfortable now, better opportunities later. We control anger instead of reacting, uncomfortable now, better relationships later. We exercise instead of resting, uncomfortable now, strong body later. Short-term discomfort equals long-term benefit. 4. Slow down before deciding. Use the pause rule. The pause rule means do not decide instantly. Pause for 10 seconds during anger, 10 minutes during stress, 1 hour during excitement, 1 day during big decisions, 1 week during life-changing decisions. Pausing gives space for logic to enter. When we pause, emotions cool down and thinking becomes clear. 5. Fast decisions are usually emotional, not rational. Here are examples of emotional fast decisions. Quitting job because of anger. Saying yes because of social pressure. Borrowing money because of embarrassment. Buying things because of excitement. Dating someone because of loneliness. Fighting because of ego. Fast emotional decisions create slow, painful consequences. 6. Slow decisions create better outcomes because of evaluation. When we slow down, we can ask important questions. Why am I deciding this? Is this emotion or logic? What happens if I do this? What happens if I don't? How will I feel next week? How will this affect my future? 7. Smart people are not fast thinkers. They are slow responders. Wise people are not the ones who react quickly. Wise people are the ones who respond slowly. Their slowness is not weakness. It is strategy. They gain more information, more clarity, more perspective, more control. This makes their decisions stronger. Part 2. Separate emotion from decision. Feelings are temporary, consequences are not. Most bad decisions do not happen because we are stupid. They happen because we mix emotion with decision. Emotions are powerful, but they are also temporary. Decisions are lasting, and their consequences stay with us. When we let temporary emotions make permanent decisions, we create regret. Let's understand how emotions influence decisions and how to prevent that. 1. Emotions change fast. Decisions don't. Notice how quickly emotions change. Angry in the morning. Happy in the afternoon. Sad at night. Our emotional state does not stay the same, but decisions made during these states can affect our life for months or even years. That's why we must not decide when highly emotional. 2. Emotional decisions feel right now, wrong later. When emotions control decisions, they give instant satisfaction, but long-term regret. Examples: anger arrow, quit job arrow regret, jealousy, fight with partner, regret, loneliness, date the wrong person, regret, excitement, spend money, regret, fear, reject opportunities, regret, feelings fade, consequences remain. 3. The brain is not logical during strong emotions. During strong emotions, the rational part of the brain shuts down, and the survival/emotional part takes control. In neuroscience terms, amygdala, emotion, becomes active. Prefrontal cortex, logic, becomes weak. This means, when we are emotional, we make survival-based decisions, not smart decisions. This is why we say, "I wasn't thinking clearly," because we actually weren't. 4. Identify the emotion before making the decision. Before deciding, ask, what am I feeling right now? Common emotional states that destroy decision-making. Anger, fear, anxiety, loneliness, jealousy, excitement, guilt, pressure. Naming the emotion creates awareness. Awareness reduces emotional power. 5. Use the emotion gap technique. The emotion gap means Wait until the emotion reduces before deciding. For example, if angry, don't speak. Wait 10 to 30 minutes. If scared, don't run away. Wait until calm. If excited, don't buy. Wait 24 hours. If jealous, don't accuse. Wait until mind clears. This gap is where logic returns. 6. Check if the feeling matches reality. Sometimes feelings are not facts. We must ask, is this true or just a feeling? Is this fear real or imagined? Am I reacting to the situation or my insecurity? Example, feeling, everyone hates me. Reality, one person criticized us. Feeling, I'm a failure. Reality, we made one mistake. Feelings distort reality. Logic corrects reality. 7. Don't let others' emotions control your decisions. Sometimes we make decisions not from our emotions, but from other people's emotions, like pressure from family, fear of judgment, trying to impress friends, trying to avoid conflict, trying to please others. This creates inauthentic decisions which later become regrets. Decisions made to make others happy usually make us unhappy. 8. Use logic plus long-term thinking. Better decisions consider facts, reality, options, consequences, long-term impact. Ask, what will this decision cost me later? Will I be proud of this decision in 1 year? If I do nothing, what happens? What is the worst possible outcome? What is the best possible outcome? This moves decision-making away from emotion and toward clarity. 9. Feelings are valid but not reliable decision tools. Feelings are signals, not instructions. They tell us something is happening, but they should not decide what we do next. Example, feeling scared doesn't mean don't do it. Feeling angry doesn't mean attack. Feeling sad doesn't mean quit. Feeling excited doesn't mean buy. Decisions are better when emotions inform, but logic decides. Part 3. Think long-term. Short-term pleasure destroys long-term success. One of the biggest reasons we make poor decisions is because we think about now, not later. Short-term thinking asks, what feels good right now? Long-term thinking asks, what is good for my future? Most bad decisions come from short-term pleasure. Most great decisions come from long-term vision. Let's understand the difference clearly. 1. Short-term pleasure versus long-term gain. Short-term pleasure gives comfort, excitement, relief, easy feelings, instant satisfaction. But it also brings regret, stress, weakness, loss, suffering. Examples of short-term pleasure decisions: spending money instead of saving, eating junk instead of healthy food, sleeping instead of studying, quitting instead of learning, choosing comfort instead of discipline. Long-term gain gives results, growth, confidence, stability, success. But it requires patience, discipline, effort, sacrifice. Examples of long-term gain decisions: saving money, studying harder, exercising daily, building skills, saying no to distractions. Short-term feels good now, long-term feels good forever. 2. The brain is designed to choose comfort. Our brain loves safety, comfort, ease, familiarity. This is a survival mechanism, but success requires risk, growth, change, discomfort. So good decision-making often means choosing discomfort today for a better tomorrow. 3. Success is delayed comfort. Successful people understand one rule: choose what is uncomfortable now so that your future becomes comfortable. Unsuccessful people do the opposite. Choose comfort now and their future becomes uncomfortable. Which one do we want? 4. Short-term decisions often lead to long-term problems. Here are common examples: Short-term pleasure. Eat whatever we want. Long-term problem. Health issues. Short-term pleasure. Buy expensive things. Long-term problem. Money stress. Short-term pleasure. Party instead of studying. Long-term problem. Fewer opportunities. Short-term pleasure. Lash out in anger. Long-term problem. Broken relationships. Short-term pleasure. Quit when things get hard. Long-term problem. No growth, no success. If the price is paid later, the price becomes heavier. 5. Long-term decisions require patience and discipline. Patience means, I am okay if the reward comes later. Discipline means, I will do the right thing even if I don't feel like it. People who make long-term decisions ask, how will this affect me in 5 years? Instead of, how will this make me feel in 5 minutes? That shift creates a better life. 6. The future self-test. Before making a decision, ask, will my future self thank me or hate me for this? If the future self will, thank us. Do it. Hate us? Don't do it. This simple test changes everything. 7. The 5-5-5 rule for decisions. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 days? Will this matter in 5 months? Will this matter in 5 years? If the answer is no, relax. If the answer is yes, think deeply. This builds perspective and maturity. 8. Long-term thinking prevents emotional traps. Many emotional decisions look smart in the moment, but foolish later. Example: ending a relationship out of anger, buying things to impress others, quitting career when stressed, eating unhealthy because we're sad. Long-term thinking protects us from emotional traps because it forces logic into the decision. 9. Long-term thinking builds better habits. Habits decide our future more than big events. Short-term thinkers build habits like scrolling endlessly, overthinking, avoiding responsibility, comparing, complaining. Long-term thinkers build habits like reading, exercising, saving money, planning goals, learning skills, managing emotions. Better habits leads to better decisions, leads to better life. Part 4. Collect information. Better data equals better decisions. Many bad decisions happen not because we are emotional and not because we are careless, but because we don't have enough information. Decision-making is like solving a puzzle. If we only have a few pieces, we will see the wrong picture. Better information leads to better understanding, and better understanding leads to better decisions. Let's explore why information is important for decision-making and how to collect it effectively. 1. Guessing is not decision-making. Many people guess instead of deciding. Guessing looks like, I think this will work. Maybe this is the right option. Other people are doing it, so it must be good. I'll just try without thinking. Guessing often leads to wasted time, wasted money, wasted energy, wasted opportunities. Guessing is gambling. Decision-making is planning. 2. Information reduces uncertainty. Uncertainty creates confusion. Confusion creates fear. Fear creates bad decisions. When we gather information, the brain shifts from, I don't know what will happen, to, I have a clearer idea now. Clarity destroys fear. Fear destroys clarity. Information restores clarity. 3. Not knowing enough is dangerous. Imagine making decisions without information. Choosing a career without research. Starting a business without studying the market. Investing money without financial knowledge. Joining people without knowing their character. Saying yes without knowing the consequences. These decisions are expensive. Ignorance costs more than effort. 4. Information doesn't fall from the sky. We must search. If we want better decisions, we must actively seek information. This includes asking questions, doing research, reading books, learning from experts, observing others, understanding data, studying past results. Passive people wait. Active thinkers search. Success rewards the ones who search. 5. Learn from people who already did it. A fast way to collect high-quality information is to learn from those who already achieved what we want. If we want to start business, talk to entrepreneurs. Improve health, talk to fitness coaches. Invest money, learn from financial experts. Fix relationships, learn from wise people. Choose a career, learn from professionals. Mentors and experienced people save us from mistakes we would make blindly. Experience is expensive. Learning from others makes it cheaper. 6. Compare options. Don't decide on first choice. Better decisions come when we compare. For example, before choosing, job offers, universities, business ideas, courses, investments, solutions, we must ask, what are my alternatives? What are the pros and cons? Which option matches my goals? People who compare choose wisely. People who pick quickly regret later. 7. Filter information. Not all information is useful. Too much information can be as dangerous as too little. We must filter information by asking, is it true? Is it relevant? Is it recent? Is it from experience or opinion? Is it logical or emotional? Good information is clear, relevant, practical. Verified opinions are loud, but facts are useful. 8. Use both logical and experiential information. There are two kinds of useful information. A. Logical information. Data, statistics, research, facts, numbers, trends. B. Experiential information. Lessons from failure, lessons from experience. Real stories, practical wisdom. Logic tells us what. Experience tells us how. Both together create strong decisions. 9. Delay decisions until information is enough. Sometimes the smartest decision is to wait. Waiting does not mean wasting time. Waiting means collecting data. Ask, do I have enough information to decide? If the answer is no, the correct action is learn more, ask more, observe more, research more. Patience now saves regret later. Part 5. Learn from past decisions. Experience is a teacher. Most people repeat the same mistakes not because life is unfair, but because they don't learn from their past decisions. Experience is not about how many years we live. Experience is about how many lessons we learn. If we want to make better future decisions, we must understand our past decisions. This gives us wisdom. 1. Every decision creates a result, good or bad. Every decision we made in the past produced a result. Some results made us happy, some made us regret, some taught us lessons, some changed our life. But if we never analyze these results, we lose the lessons. Good decisions show what to repeat. Bad decisions show what to avoid. Both are useful. 2. Mistakes are not failures. They are instructions. People who fear mistakes block their own growth. We must change our perspective. Mistakes are not punishment. Mistakes are training. They teach us what doesn't work, what needs improvement, where we lack information, how we should adjust, how we should grow. If we repeat mistakes, it means we didn't learn. If we learn from mistakes, they turn into wisdom. 3. Ask reflective questions after decisions. Reflection is a powerful tool. After making any important decision, ask, what went right? What went wrong? What did I not expect? What did I ignore? What did I learn? What will I change next time? These questions turn experience into guidance. No reflection equals repeated mistakes. Reflection equals better decisions. 4. Emotional distance helps analyze past decisions. We often judge past decisions emotionally. We say things like, I was so stupid. I ruined everything. I should not have done that. This mindset blocks learning. Instead, we must create emotional distance. Look at past decisions as if we are an observer, not a judge. When we observe without attacking ourselves, the lessons become clearer. 5. Identify patterns. Success and failure follow patterns. Life is full of patterns. For example, when we rush, we regret. When we avoid risk, we miss opportunities. When we choose comfort, we stagnate. When we save money, we feel safe later. When we study daily, exams become easier. When we choose toxic people, we suffer emotionally. Patterns tell us what to change. If we ignore patterns, we live blindly. 6. Learning from mistakes builds wisdom faster than books. Books give knowledge, but experiences give wisdom. Wisdom is practical, realistic, context-based. Emotionally informed wisdom makes decision-making faster and better. Smart people don't avoid mistakes. They learn from them quickly. 7. Learn from other people's decisions too. We don't need to experience everything ourselves. We can also learn from family, friends, mentors, leaders, biographies, successful people, failed people. A wise person learns from their own mistakes, the mistakes of others, the successes of others. This creates rapid learning. 8. Understand the cost of bad decisions. Sometimes, we don't realize how expensive bad decisions are. Bad decisions cost time, money, health, opportunities, relationships, mental peace, future growth. When we recognize this cost, we become more careful next time. 9. Do not run away from past decisions. Some people avoid thinking about past decisions because they feel shame. But avoiding does not remove the damage. Avoiding increases the damage. Facing our past decisions with honesty creates maturity. Maturity earns better decisions. Part 6. Ask for advice when needed. Wise people don't decide alone. Many people make poor decisions not because they are not capable, but because they refuse to ask for guidance. They think asking for advice makes them weak. But here is the truth. Weak people make decisions alone to protect their ego. Strong people ask for advice to protect their future. Every successful leader, creator, athlete, and entrepreneur has advisors, coaches, mentors, and guides. Because wise people know, nobody sees everything. Nobody knows everything. Nobody succeeds alone. Let's understand why asking for advice is powerful. 1. Advice gives us additional perspective. We all have blind spots. A blind spot means something we don't see or something we misunderstand. Others can see things we cannot. When we ask for advice, we gain new information, new strategy, new angles, new clarity, new solutions. This makes the decision stronger. 2. Advice reduces emotional bias. When we are making decisions, our judgments are influenced by emotions. But a third person can look at the situation logically because they are not emotionally involved. This creates balance between emotion, logic, reality. Balanced decisions are better decisions. 3. Asking for guidance saves time, money, and pain. Many mistakes are expensive. Asking someone who has already done it before can save. Years of trial and error. Lots of money? Emotional stress? Confusion. Regret guidance compresses time. What took someone 10 years to learn, they can teach us in 10 minutes. That is power. 4. Choose the right people to ask. Not everyone can guide us. Good advice comes from people with experience, people with knowledge, people who succeeded, people who made mistakes and learned, people with wisdom, people with honesty. Bad advice comes from people who gossip, people who judge, people who discourage, people who failed but never learned, people who talk a lot but know very little. So we must choose wisely. 5. Guidance is not dependence. Some people fear asking for advice because they think, if I ask for help, I will depend on others. But guidance is not dependency. Guidance means, I want to make a better decision, but I will make the final decision myself. Advice improves quality. Decision remains ours. 6. Learn to ask good questions. Good questions lead to good answers. Instead of asking, what should I do? Ask, what mistakes should I avoid? What information am I missing? What would you do if you were me? What are my blind spots? What are the long-term consequences? These questions create clarity. 7. Don't take advice personally. Take it as data. Sometimes advice can feel uncomfortable. When someone points out our mistake, we may feel hurt. But advice is not an attack. Advice is information. We must separate. Feedback. Feelings. Feedback makes us better. Feelings pass. 8. Combine advice with your own judgment. Advice alone is not enough. We must collect advice, compare advice, filter advice, analyze advice, then decide independently. Remember, wisdom equals advice, plus understanding plus experience. 9. Culture of learning improves decision-making. When we build a habit of asking, learning, reflecting, we become better thinkers, better problem solvers, better planners, better leaders. Every leader is first a learner. Learning improves decisions. Decisions improve life. Before we end this video, remember this. Our future is built by the decisions we make today. If we slow down, control emotions, think long-term, collect information, learn from our past, and ask for guidance when needed, our decisions become wiser and our life becomes better. Better decisions bring better opportunities, better relationships, better health, and better success. So do not rush, do not panic, and do not follow blindly. Build the habit of thinking clearly, planning carefully, and deciding with awareness. If this video helped you, like this video, share it with someone who needs clarity, and subscribe for more motivational graded reader lessons. And always remember, change your decisions and your life will change. We will see you in the next video.